Hey, this is Zero at ReviewZoneHD, and I'm bringing you guys a review for Transformers Fall of Cybertron, which is a direct sequel to War for Cybertron, which released back in 2010 and carries a lot of similarities from that title. But as the saying goes, if it's not broke, don't fix it. The storyline's pretty easy to follow, essentially boiling down to a civil war between the Autobots who are trying to get off their home planet and the Decepticons that are trying to mow them down in the process. It makes for a very interesting plotline, but does it live up to all the hype leading up to this game's release? Let's find out in the review.
He's unstoppable!
The graphics have been a pretty hot topic among game reviewers and forum dwellers alike. I'm personally reviewing the PlayStation 3 version of this game, and it has been universally agreed upon that the Xbox 360 version not only looks but also runs a lot better than the version that you're watching in this video. Comparing it to the previous title from 2 years ago kind of brings mixed results as well. There are some stages that look leaps and bounds better than the last game and others that actually look worse. This also goes for the level design as well, with some levels being open enough to actually take good advantage of using the Transformers vehicle forms and others that felt more boxed in and restricted, with the vehicle forms feeling a bit too bulky and clunky to switch to. I do feel this title takes better advantage of nice looking cutscenes to help push the story along compared to the previous game, but overall it seems they took one step forward and a couple steps back with the graphics.
Ratchet, have Warpath get a response team ready and meet me in the armory. Will do!
The thing I personally love the most about playing this Transformers title or any of the previous ones is the voice acting and the soundtrack. High Moon Studios does a great job of making sure the characters sound believable, and the soundtrack sounds as if you're watching a big budget Transformers film. Optimus Prime sounds exactly like you would expect him to, and every line delivered wraps you around the events that are unfolding throughout each chapter. If at any point in a specific mission it starts to get a bit stale, the soundtrack is so good that it'll slap you across the face and make you take notice as to what's going on. The sound effects aren't far behind, with every weapon sounding as if it should be shredding giant robots to pieces. Even the opening song that plays during the cinematic movie on the title screen was epic enough to give me a couple goosebumps. As you blast your way through each chapter, there's plenty of random weapons and upgrades littered throughout the map, but the weapon stores that frequent each level allow you to purchase, upgrade, and swap to new weapons freely. So for example, if you enjoy sniping, then you can play through a good portion of the stages with a sniper rifle. And it was this customization that more personalizes the way that you played through this game and helps break up the go here shoot that mechanic some. Shifting focus and taking a closer look at the multiplayer reveals a few issues that I've personally come across during the game's first week of release. The servers so far have been a bit spotty, with a few bugs I found a bit funny and reviewed in an escalation video from a few days ago, but there's also been some other issues that aren't as amusing, such as player lag and the servers going down. A lot of shooter titles have these types of issues during the first couple weeks of release, and I feel confident that it's going to get patched and worked out, but I can't really review or predict what the multiplayer will be like a month from now. If you played War for Cybertron, you should know exactly what to expect with this game, from the campaign and even down to the multiplayer, which is also pretty similar with not a lot of major overhauls or changes. It's definitely worth noting that the single player campaign clocks in around 7 hours, and that's not doing a speed run through, so for an action game that is a bit short. The online co-op campaign feature that allows you to play through 2010's War for Cybertron has been removed, so don't expect to take a buddy along for the ride on this one. It's got a great story, great sound, and resembles what a Transformers title should be, and should also please most gamers that played the previous few titles. However, if you're expecting an earth-shattering new experience, then you may be a bit disappointed. If you do own both Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, and you're planning to purchase this title, I would highly recommend picking up the Xbox 360 version, as it does appear to be the better of the two from a graphical and technical standpoint. Anyways, this is Zero at ReviewZoneHD, and thanks for stopping by.